what they want, what they are working towards. Hard-working Americans pay taxes, go without quality. This proposal is about doing what is morally right by making those developers that are exposed to the law. It's about giving millions of Americans and their families peace of mind. We need to rethink those here, not as a math problem or a timing problem or even an institutional problem. It's a people's problem. Going back
prohibition to talk to Medicare about their personal health information, so there's access to that information here. Getting help.